else ready?
Yep.
All right, so I guess we can be reminded of what happened last week, but that's not really relevant to these characters. So what happened 2 weeks ago?
We arrived in Majanessus. I can't remember the city, but Legathos. And proceeded to suss out where we were supposed to be going with the two teams. And Magic Team has sort of started on their tasks, and now Stealth Team is starting on their task. The long and the short of it, basically.
It is fairly accurate. Okay. Yeah, I think with that, let's just get into it. As this day dawns again for the second time, what did the other 6 of you do?
Our primary goal is to poison the food, right?
That's
I want
one.
to let the air quotes player characters take the lead on this as opposed to our lower level characters. So we're working at your behest.
How do I turn on dark mode?
In the settings, kind of right in the middle, right above token marker position, in the just general part.
You don't see a general part.
Oh, sorry, personalization and display.
Yeah. Display name, character pop-out windows, show zoom interface.
Dark mode. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Sorry. Do we know where those storehouses are?
3 of you do, yes. The 3 that have been in the city before.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the poison that Andrea made?
Yes.
And the delivery mechanism, right?
Correct.
Did Andrea teach anyone how to use it?
Sounds like a no.
Mm.
Do you guys hear me?
You know.
Okay. I'm not gonna use my voice. I'm gonna be writing on chat.
That's fine.
Okay.
I might suggest that Ashish goes with one of the people who know where the storehouse is, maybe 2.
Okay.
Or potentially we could try to set up the rest of us could try to set up nearby in case something goes wrong, but given the success that she's had going through the camp a few days ago, I feel like less people is better in this scenario.
Then why don't Ashish and I go and scout?
I was going to say, I believe Andrea was explaining things to Zol, so there's a chance Zol can do the working of the device, right, Zol? Zol can teach.
Okay, so it sounds like she's and Kieran and somebody is going out on a scouting mission.
Yeah.
Maybe Ashish, Kieran, and Moxie go, and then Zol and Lycra and I can
Offer support if necessary.
start working on ideas on how to find this general guy.
Okay. Wait.
This is setting the device. Device being just poison.
All right.
Okay, so maybe Zol teaches Ashish how to do it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be Ashish doing it anyways, so.
Okay, so the three of you head off to the location that Kieran can guide you to. And we return to a familiar city block. I don't think you necessarily have to place your tokens on the board right now. So we can just talk generally about where you're exploring and what you want to know.
Where is the location? Is it like the north side of this block, south side, east side, west side?
So if you're zoomed all the way out, you should see a blue square covering a giant dark area in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A giant
As far
dark
as you're
area
aware,
with an edge of blue.
Yes, that whole thing is some sort of complex run by the military. And in the middle, in the north here, tiny ping,
Mm-hmm.
and the south here are gates into this compound that are wide enough to and do frequently admit and expel carts of some kind.
I'm wondering the easiest way to get in if we go like hide in under carts, like the classic sort of in the axles. You know what I mean? Or if we waylay a cart and drive people in with one of us being in disguise.
Do we know that this is the place where the other group went?
I don't.
Not
think
yet.
we
I don't.
had-
Yeah, I don't think you do.
In a couple of hours, we'll start to hear Liz. Because Liz sets up camp over here in a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know where in this big black square we need to go?
I don't. That's certainly not free information. If Kieran or Moxie want to maybe have known that before, I would allow some kind of a roll. Maybe a retroactive investigation check.
Yeah, I mean, Kieran is a fine information gatherer, so he would probably know. Roll an investigation. And I will do decently
Okay.
on it.
Wow, that's 321s. Yeah, so first
that
piece.
was an advantage.
Okay. First piece of information that you all have uncovered is that when entering and exiting the compound, carts exclusively go in the north gate and leave the south gate. So that's one piece of information. You haven't been in the compound itself, but you do know that it's generally broken up into 3 areas. The northwestern part of the compound is sort of offices and troop barracks. The southwestern part of the compound is, for lack of a better term, the motor pool. And the entire eastern side of the compound is storehouses. You have seen 3 total. You don't know if there's more.
Okay, and what would be the most efficient way to likely break into here? Scaling the walls, sneaking in, tricking them, combination of both.
What information can I give you? So the first thing that you know is that anytime day or night there is a patrol along the edge of the wall. You feel confident that they wouldn't be too hard to sneak past and scale the wall if you were quick and quiet. But any little misstep, the window is not that big. You know that carts are checked at the gate, so hiding in one would probably be better than trying to appropriate one.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I will give you that you can see over the gate over the wall is on either side of both gates are towers with archers in them.
How tall are the towers? 40-foot towers, or just kind of wall height?
Let's see. The wall itself is about 2 stories tall, so the towers are 1 story above that. So 36 feet would be the towers, and 24 feet would be the walls if you're going with a 12-foot floor. To answer Zol's question, your tallest building is going to be the one on the south side on the east. Anything you see in red is going to be residential. And anything you see in yellow is commercial.
Oh, hello?
Oh.
Welcome back.
Can you hear us?
Hello, Jamie?
You seem to have lost Jamie. Hello?
Apparently today is cursed.
Indeed. Hello?
Can barely hear you.
Am I a robot?
Oh,
Nope.
there you
Nope,
are.
there you are.
Okay.
Oh, were you having a question, or did I just cut out?
Oh, everything just cut out.
Okay. Yeah, so red is residential, yellow is commercial, blue is other. If the outlines are even visible around the darkness.
And what is gray?
Sidewalks. You should see red like here, Guasto. It would be very thin.
Oh, up in the top.
Yeah, so mostly along the top, and then the southern part of the east block is going to be row homes, essentially.
Yeah, I only see the top left and the top right and middle that have
Oh my
the
god, it cut
red.
out again.
We can still hear you.
She may not be able to hear us, though.
I still don't see the red.
It's just a very thin red line along the yellow boxes on the top end of the screen.
Yeah.
It's right up
Right
hard
under the
against
black.
the black lines.
Oh, okay. Like, right. Got that. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's pretty faint, but it's there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the limitations of the lighting engine in Roll20. Do we have Jimmy with us?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So I believe I have answered the questions that were posed.
I don't necessarily think it's a good idea for all of us to go in there.
No,
That's a big group of people to hide.
3 maximum.
Leica will still propose the dimensional doorway if no other access is found to be more convenient.
I think even if we get found, our goal is to get out, not to fight our way out. Just run.
Yeah.
As the three of you are scouting around, pick a location where you are when this happens.
I'm gonna say maybe we're walking clockwise, so maybe we're on the west side of the map.
Ping again. Okay. In that case, I think all you would hear is the sound of hoofbeats in the north. And
Is
some... I don't even think you're close enough to hear voices.
that indicative of anything to us, or
I mean, there's a horse. Or, well, 2, actually, I guess you would know.
I'm just wondering if that's enough for him to want to divert his attention from mission. I don't think it is.
And then after, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 minutes, you hear the sound of a gate swinging closed.
Okay. Again, I don't as the secondary character, I don't want to take anyone else's idea.
Don't think of it
But-
that way. Think about the story needs to happen.
Well, Kieran's going to suggest that we just try to sneak in via cart. Mostly because, especially if the cart's being taken into the logistics area, it's going to be packed. A lot of people moving stuff around. It's going to be easier to not be noticed. Sometimes the best way to hide is to be in plain sight.
Okay.
Especially if he dresses menial.
How do Ashish and Moxie feel about this?
I didn't think Moxie was there. I thought it was just.
Is it just Ashish and Kieran?
Mm-hmm. I suggested at least Ashish and Kieran. I don't know if anyone else was going to come along or not. If it's just Ashish and Kieran, they can probably get him without being noticed at all.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Exactly.
Well, so you know that Moxie can, once per short rest, look through a wall.
That sounds useful.
Indeed, it does.
Almost like I made an infiltrator character.
Would you like to decide that Moxie is there?
Sure. But I only can do it for a minute, so we need to figure out where we want to look at this before.
Logistics area. Where was it located again? Was it on like the East
entire
side?
east side, as far as you're aware?
Then I would suggest we look at the east side. No, I don't think we are currently. He's going to save that for when we're actually on. We're just walking around talking. You can only link 4 people as well, so it would be 3 people this mission.
Okay. So I will just give us a token that all 3 of you should be able to see with. Give me 1 second. That didn't work. Okay, so so just to make sure that everybody can see, you should be able to see inside a house directly to the south of the
Yep, on the far right.
park. Okay. So we're over here by the east wall. What part of the east wall would you like to investigate?
I'll say probably northeastern part.
Okay, and how does this ability work? Do you have to be right up against the wall, or can you be like hanging out by the park, or what?
I can see within 30 feet of you through walls. So, like, if I go further in, I can see further in.
Gotcha. Okay. So how's this working?
We figure out a spot we want to get a good look at, or maybe a couple, so we could, because it lasts a minute.
Mhm.
So, got to figure out where we want to look, and then, like, how far is this? Not very fast walkers, so like that's as far as she could walk in that minute to get a good look in.
Okay.
So we need to figure out a section like that.
You only have a movement speed of 25?
Yes. And if she runs, she's gonna look weird. It's going to draw undue attention.
All right. So you're thinking you want to start about here?
I think we want to have a walk around it and see if there's anything that catches our eye before we start, because this is a one shot.
Yes. Like I said before, the only things that you can see poking up over the wall are the 4 guard towers on either side of the north and south gate.
So those are here and here on either side of that gate.
Yes, correct.
And I think she'll just, find a spot like halfway down and walk like that.
Okay. Just give me like a stealth or a charisma, whatever kind of roll you want to give me to not draw suspicion. So this isn't you're not being noticed, it's just you're not being suspicious.
This is like an out of thought process. Okay, so probably the answer is stealth. But can she just walk down the wall while looking through it and comment about the structure of the rock and how interesting it is? As a persuasion check?
Persuasion works.
Who are you, Estella?
22, that's pretty good.
No, she's the fucking face. So yes, Estella.
Okay, so sorry, ping one more time where you want to start. Okay, right.
Basically that, like halfway down or a third of the way down the wall, because I think I can get about a third of the way down it, and she wants to be as far outside of those guard towers as possible.
Gotcha. All right, so can you link me that ability or tell me what the name of it is so I can figure out how many walls you can see through?
Yeah, it is 30 feet, but I will link that.
Okay, so
that
go
was just
figure.
all of them. Okay, I was supposed to just link the one. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I've got it.
That's the right one.
Okay, so it sounds like you just see through everything. All right. How the hell am I going to do this?
You can just describe anything, and we can ask questions.
No, I'm just going to do this. So that's the first thing you can see is that there is an alleyway behind a very large building running north and south, and that just goes out of 30 feet. And then through the next wall, you can see a bunch of crates in an area.
Oh, that looks like a great dimension door spot.
And another thing you see here, if you look straight up, this gray border going around the inside of the building, that is an elevated walkway above your head. So the white is ground level, the black or the gray is elevated walkway.
And while she's walking the distance of that and looking all around and marveling about the dumb, what little she can see, anyways, does she see anyone walking there?
It's 2 something. How far can you end up going?
250. And that's like, swift movement, but not running.
Okay. So yes. First thing you see is, you would see it. There is a guard patrolling along that elevated walkway above this area. And right as you get to the end here, you see just a little hint of what appears to be a pathway right here. Do you see me pinging?
Yeah, like
right at the
is
edge
that a
there.
pathway to that elevated area? Or,
Yeah.
or is that like a door?
No, it looks like a road at your level. So building ends right here, and then it seems to open out more right here. And even that is actually beyond 30 feet, but I'll give it to you anyway.
I know we have that mental talk ability, but
Not up right.
do we have any? Yeah, I know. Is there any other secret ways we have to communicate?
To answer Quasta's question, I guess you could even see through some of the crates, couldn't you?
Yep, if they're within 30 feet.
Okay. Yes, the crates that you were able to see inside, these were foodstuffs and provisions.
Moxie will do some signification that we need to go talk somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine. You have done your walk by, and I don't know. We'll say that you meet. You meet in an alley to the north over here.
Foodstuffs are in a room that side. Do we want to wait an hour and check the other side to see if it's on both sides?
We know from our previous reconnaissance that the logistics and transport is only set up.
That was your best guess, yes.
We can check the other side if you want.
I just need, a little bit of a nice... I need a coffee break.
Sorry, what are you saying, Quasta?
Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you guys hear me saying hello, hello, hello?
No, didn't
We
hear
didn't
that.
hear that, but we do hear you now.
I don't know what's going on. My head hurts too much. I need to bail out.
Okay. Hope you feel better.
Take care.
You recording,
Bye,
David?
Bear.
Yep.
Can you send me it later? Thank you.
No worries. Try
Sorry.
to feel better.
Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
You're good.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Sorry. What you were saying, Ty?
It's one of those abilities comes back in a short rest. So if we want to take a look on the other side, we just go off and do our own little thing for a while.
You could even meet up with the other group and discuss things while you're waiting for it to recharge.
Yeah, or, just Moxie
Well-
breaks off.
I'm assuming the other group is going to be busy for a while.
Other group is in the other 3 that aren't there.
Oh.
I assume that's what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we can at least come up with a plan to get into that east side of it.
Okay. Let's see. So on this block particularly, there is a cafe. There is, looking through the list here, 2 different bakeries, a bar, 3 bars, and a fancy restaurant. If you wanted to have one of those as a meeting place.
Moxie's banned from the bar.
All 3 of them?
Moxie's banned from one of the bars. Moxie's also banned from the other one. They just don't know it's Moxie.
Somewhere out of the way.
Or if you want to meet somewhere not on this block, that is also fine.
Yeah, maybe a block over. Just at a cafe or something. Whatever.
Okay.
Are we grouping back up as a 6 again?
Yeah.
What are the other 3? Were they just...
Yeah,
what were the other
so
3 doing?
we'll say this has taken probably about half the morning. As you leave the area, you see a big tower that has suddenly appeared in the park. And then going back to Estella and Lycra and Zal, who is not here,
Mm-hmm.
what have you 3 been up to for this part of the morning?
So we know that I don't have any of my notes. What is this general's name?
Give me 1 second. Okay, so you know this is General Vornex.
Mm-hmm. And we know he's to the left.
Yes, you know that he disappeared from the front lines and was seen crossing the border, probably headed for the city, but there was another place that he could have also potentially been headed.
Okay. So he could be in the city for all we know.
It is possible, yes.
Does Lycra have locate creature?
Creature, no, but I believe. I'm sorry. Let me just not say words. It is locate creature, yes. So, with that, I can at least attempt to start pinging.
Okay. Interesting. So you can just...
How big is this city? Like, could we, Lycra and I, just do a...
We have half a day.
Map out a path through the city so that we pass by within 1,000 feet of as much of it as we can.
That's a fifth of a mile, right?
Yeah, so this is going to be a bunch of math. The city is, probably about 70 to 75 square miles. That's kind of big. The whole city is that big. The inner part of the city, where the most city is probably more like 15 square miles. So if you're going 1,000 feet, we'll just call that a quarter of a mile. What's normal travel speed?
Lycra moves at 30. So, brain math.
30
feet every 6 seconds, so 10 times, so 300 feet per minute.
Yep, 300 feet a minute, 24
Right.
miles a day.
24 miles in a day.
So basically, we could walk the radius of the city. I just might run out of spell slots.
Yeah, so you can walk the length of the city in like about 45, or the length of the interior part of the city in about 45 minutes. And you would need to do that 60 times to cover the entire city.
Okay,
How about
maybe this is
using
not a good
just-
idea.
Gonna suggest maybe Estella will think of just using some deductive reason to break down the likelihood of where he may.
That is probably a better use of your time, yes.
Yeah. So that's one option, is we can just wander, like, do our best to canvas the spots that he's most likely to be with locate creature and see if we get any hits. The other thing we could try to do, because I think trying to infiltrate that central command block is probably a bad idea for 2 humans. We could... Is this city... The city has gates?
Certain portions of it do. Like, so this inner area I'm talking about that's about 15 square miles is... It's not exactly a fortified wall, but along the roads there is some sort of access control. You can't just drive a cart all the way through the city without being looked at. As far as walking, you could probably find ways to not draw attention to yourself.
I'm just thinking, like, if this general did go in and out of the city, it's not just going to be the people in the command block that know, but maybe somebody who is like a guards the whatever this middle block is.
I see what you mean.
They might have seen something. They're kind of shots in the dark, but I think we're just gonna have to do some shots in the dark.
Sometimes you throw a dart and it hits bullseye.
On the plus side, locate creature being 1,000 feet radius means that I can sweep a block like this in a single pass.
Yeah, maybe let's start there and just see how it goes. And then at least, even if it doesn't work, we'll know that he's not here.
And he's not within a 2-block radius of here.
Okay. That will probably take you significantly less than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do double it, just so that way this is, Lycra being thorough. So we're going to sweep kind of twice that radius.
Does Zol know, or would Zol know, of any other areas in the city where somebody might be likely to be involved in military activities?
Yeah, there are several outposts throughout the city that are military in nature. This is certainly the largest one.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones are going to be places like they call it a college, but it's really just the training area.
Right.
And then there are some more garrison-y type areas.
Great. If there's one of those that's within an hour's walk, we'll check that out too.
I think we might as well do the college. Well, okay. We have about 3 hours or so before the others start trying to knock.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's do the college and the other 2, if we can do all 3. If we can't, the college can be ignored.
I'll try to map out a route for us.
Okay. In that case, let me get a survival check from Estella.
Survival? Oh no.
Do you want me to assist with that? Or just roll it for you instead?
You can
Can I
give her
say Zol
advantage.
is assisting?
Yeah, we could say that.
I was gonna say,
Since she was planning out the route. Okay. So what you will be able to do is 2 of 4 areas. So you could pick this block, the college, and out of 2 garrisons, whichever you want.
Lycra makes comments about never letting you hold the map again.
Wow.
I can't roll lower than a 13, Jamie.
Yeah, but it's boring if you
Oh, I know.
roll
It's
nat
just-
20s on everything.
It's funny for the in-character perspective.
So it sounded like the first one you were checking was this area.
I think this area, and do you want to do the college or one of the 2 garrisons? Because Estella's doing the mapping, so she technically is making this decision.
I actually think we should swing by the college.
Okay, college it
Places
is.
like that tend to have experimental facilities.
Very valid.
Okay.
That argument stops Lycra's griping for a few minutes.
So this block first, the storehouses, how are you not drawing attention to yourselves? Or are you drawing attention to
I was going to
yourselves?
say, first of all, we're 1 block out, because I can reach halfway through this block with my radius. So that's part of how we're not drawing attention.
Zol has passed without trace.
Okay.
Yeah, and with his pass without trace, I think I won't bother doing a mislead on top of that.
Give me 1 second here. Okay, so that is actually a spell. All right, so let me knock that down to 2. All right, so go ahead and give me advantage because you're not in this block. Stealth checks with the pass without trace. And again, this isn't, you're not being noticed, it's just you're not drawing undue attention to yourself.
Mhm.
So 25 for Estella.
Just adding on pass. Sorry, 2 seconds. Stealth.
26 for Lycra, pretty good. So you spend the hour wandering around this area, and give me Lycra an investigation check, please.
Flat, I'm assuming?
Yes. Okay, so you don't get anything additional, but 14 is still fairly good. You do at one point notice a cart coming down this north road, and you just see it disappear into the compound. But you don't have a good angle to get a look inside.
North central or north exterior?
Actually, give me 1 second. Oh, wrong layer. So you are a block directly north of this.
Cool.
So this road that it's on.
Yep.
And you just see it coming down this road and then in through this gate right here. And then the gate closes behind it.
Yeah. Lycra kind of mentally tries to judge time of day.
You do so.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, what, 9 a.m. or so?
Yeah, basically, possibly first delivery of the morning is the thought. Not, oh my god, I have to jot this down. Just, okay. Might have a regular delivery at 9 a.m.
And then, yes, after the hour is up and you have covered this area as thoroughly as you can, you do not find any trace of General Vornix. Feel like you have a good enough description of him that if he were in the area, the spell should be working, so you're probably all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I'm not going via, it's a tiefling with gray skin. We have a slightly
Yeah.
more specific description than that.
Familiar to you is a real non-specific term.
Yes. All right.
All
Let's
right.
head to the university then.
So you go traipsing across the city to where the college is. And again, this is not actually an area of higher learning. It's just a boot camp, essentially.
Mhm.
Yep.
What are you doing to not draw attention here? I
Are
will say at this point, Path Without Trace has gone.
Yeah. Are there any cafes or bookshops or any any commercial, I should say, not non-commercial, any commercial businesses around the boot camp?
Yeah, so a lot of this area is going to be, for lack of a better term, seedier than where you were previously. So mostly bars full of soldiers, and the occasional, like a kebab shop kind of thing. A little bit of cheeky Nando's for you.
Yeah. I think then, since there isn't a stores of convenience, like we'll simply make the point of every block, like every quarter, during the loop of going into one of the kebab shops and getting something to eat, a single order, and then sharing it with Estella and Zol as they walk to the next quarter block.
It's 9 a.m.
Well, it's 10 at this point.
Because we had to travel across the city. The point is we're trying to make it look like they're tourists, or not tourists, but trying out the local food without actually gorging.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're just getting something that you can carry away, it's okay for the three of them to kind of split it while they cross to the next block.
All right. In that case, me.
I would suggest that Zol do the buying.
Yes. Like we will do the lady sending in the servant routine.
I think Discord itself is having issues because now I'm lagging. I'm going to try moving the server. Give me a second.
Gotta go turn an alarm off. Be right back.
I actually don't even know where to do that anymore. Maybe I can't?
Yeah, I might have to do it.
Maybe try putting it central so that it's halfway between you and us.
It's in central.
It is. Maybe put it on west then.
Well, let me try putting it US South.
Okay.
Hello, cat.
All right. Let's see how that does.
Yeah. Oh, the bard isn't playing now?
Oop.
No, Bard.
There you go.
That's why my join sound went off, because when it switched, everyone rejoined.
Yep.
Okay, so let me see. In order to enable advantage on your stealth check, Lycra, give me a... I want to say persuasion, just to blend in buying food appropriately.
Yep. Fancy lady making the footman run into the building.
That's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and give me more advantage stealth checks. No pass without trace this time, unless you're wanting to cast it again.
I'm comfortable. Are you, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm good.
It's pretty good.
Yep, we both did pretty decent.
Okay. So as you wander around, it's going to be another investigation check from Lycra.
Yep. And how much coin do I have to give Zol for the food?
Let's see. How many times do you think you stop in an hour?
4, 1 at each quarter, just so that way we're never on the same block when we're stopping, but we're always stopping every block just to make sure.
Okay. It's going to be a silver then. This is not a good place in town. And then let's wait for Jamie to get back.
Yep. Cursed.
I'm kind of wondering if we should just take this week off.
Hello?
Hello. Hey. Didn't seem to have helped moving the server, huh?
Not for me. I think the problem is just that the internet here is very spotty.
Okay, so let's see.
Tether your phone.
With a 20. So I guess the first thing I can give you is you also do not locate him here.
No actual pings, okay.
Yeah. Trying to think of something useful I could give you here.
I mean, it's okay if we don't get anything.
But I mean, we could at least observe the going on of the quote-unquote academy.
You know what? I'll give you this. You do manage to, as you're just walking around and observing, you do manage to identify the building inside this compound that is, for lack of a term, the administrative offices. The place where interesting things on desks might be found if you were to sneak in at night or something.
Okay.
Valid thought. If nothing else, we could infiltrate to find out if there's been any, what do you call it, paperwork related to Zol. Or Vormex. Zol. Sorry,
Hopefully
Zol.
no paperwork related to Zol.
I mean, unless Zol's a double agent.
That'd be a hell of a way to find out. Yeah, so as you're wrapping up here, it is a meeting being called. So you head to the meeting location.
Camille, what's the range on your group telepathy thing?
Mel hasn't been born yet.
Pedantic answer aside, 1 mile. Okay, so you might be able to reach us.
But again, he's not linking people.
Yes, but Jamie, you said you did link.
That was the day before. Unless I missed something when my Discord went out.
Nope.
No, I just assumed that it remained linked so that way you could call her if necessary.
Lasts for an hour.
Okay, so it doesn't remain linked. That's too bad.
So yeah, at this point you're meeting up in your alleyway here.
Okay.
The 6 of you are briefly back together.
Well, we got nothing.
I mean, we didn't get nothing. We at least were able to identify a administrative building.
We got basically nothing. How about the rest of you?
We know where supplies are being kept. We can probably get in there.
Okay.
Oh, seeing through walls. That's a very useful ability. Thank you for telling us. I think Lycra will explain the very basic concept of Dimension Door. So I could teleport myself and one other person directly in onto one of those walkways. We would then just have to deal with whatever patrol might be in the building. Honestly,
Moxie just looks like she had one of her own spells explained to her.
I don't know what abilities you have, so I'm not going to assume.
Do you guys think that you need more information, or do you have what you need to successfully ruin their supplies?
I mean, we can probably get in more than one way. So, essentially have someone go in through the gates under a cart, cause a distraction, distract the guards, and allow the teleport team to get in and out.
If you have a teleport team, though, do you need a distraction?
There are guards patrolling it.
I think we were having problems with Discord at the time. Were there actually guards on the walkway when they surveyed it, Nibbles?
Yes, there are at least one guard inside the building that Moxie could see in.
Okay.
So my suggest would be then you and one other teleport in. Ashis and I sneak in under carts and maybe cause a distraction. Fire something.
Stage 2, I could maintain a greater invisibility on someone when we teleported in, thus negating the need to worry about the guard, at least temporarily.
How long does it take to deploy the device? Less than a minute?
I mean, actually deploying the device would just be an action, but you have to get there and leave.
So technically 12 seconds.
$18 seconds, including in, out, action, out.
I'm also trying to give the most number of things for players.
I am on vacation. I do not need stuff to keep me occupied.
Well, if you think you and the one other person can get in without being seen and deploy the device, go for it.
I just think trying to do a second infiltration via making noise via cart is adding risk.
That's fine.
Okay, so it sounds like the plan is Lycra doing Dimension Door?
Or, well, if Lycra's doing the greater invisibility, probably best, yes. Let me just double check if I need to be able to see the target of greater invisibility. So in theory, I could cast greater invisibility on, Ty, what's your character's name again?
Moxie.
So I could cast greater invisibility on Moxie and, freaking hell. Apparently my brain's not working. Apparently nothing's working today.
So
Ashish and Moxie, have Ashish and Moxie go in with Moxie's teleport and deploy the device, and then that way I'm not inside trying to hold the greater invisibility while you two are doing, and that way you two can do your enter and exit without me being a third party.
So the other way we could do this is you invisible Moxie, and she goes on her own far steps, which doesn't work, right? Because you can't see what you can see things, but she can.
You can see through walls and then do far step.
Mm-hmm. Set the thing up and get out in a whole 12 seconds.
Yep. Less risk with less bodies, and with the greater invisibility in effect, you don't have to grab the other person to get out again. There's only one person, so there's no who got left behind.
This device that Andrea made, is it built to compromise like an entire storeroom worth of goods?
Yes, it is built to spread itself.
Okay. Then I think that is a fine idea. And the rest of us, the only problem with Moxie going in is that we won't have anybody on the outside who can see if things start to go wrong.
But in that situation, it would be a valid use of Cathanet's mind, or not Cathanet's character's mind link, because I'm sorry, I don't remember their name. So if things do go wrong, you have information.
Okay, then we
So him
can.
and 3 other people.
What?
We
Him
should.
and 3 other people.
But we should, the entire group, just be around the block ready to go in case things go wrong.
An exfiltration group, yes. Although I see a tower has been set up in the park across the way, that might be a good distraction that we can use for cover for ourselves. We don't yet know it's Liz.
You would know those.
Yeah.
Liz.
Yeah,
Lycra and Estella at least recognize.
Liz is
And
back on her
she's-
bullshit.
Would recognize the tower.
So, Moxie and Lycra are gonna be positioned right outside the wall. Maybe Estella and Zol can be a little farther back. We'll go pay Liz a visit. And then the other two, Ashish and Kieran, can be positioned near a gate. So that you can sneak in if you need to.
Good thinking. Especially if something goes dramatically wrong and the guards at the gate are distracted.
Does anybody have any better ideas?
I was going to say something, Lycra and Moxie need a cover for why they're standing in the middle of the alley, or middle of the road that they're going to be standing on.
It is just going to be Lycra.
Well, that's
you're
the
going
thing.
to cast that spell and then she's going to go.
That's the thing. We have to get to where we're within radius of the wall. So,
It is a public street, is it not?
Yes.
okay, it's actually public, not just like because there's patrols around the outside. So that's why I was.
It's a city at war. Patrols everywhere.
I meant the outside radius of the block.
Yes, it's a city at war. Patrols everywhere.
No, I meant like there's literally a guard unit every 20 feet along the radius of the block.
I think it's on top of the wall.
Okay.
So we can also be something like 400 feet back from the wall when we start as well.
Yeah.
Because she's using Far Step, which is
the same
goes for
500-ish
10
feet.
No, it's 60 feet.
Oh, so it's a little more.
But it's also bonus action, and it lasts for 10 rounds.
It is concentration. I don't use it.
Yeah. Wow.
But fortunately, that's two separate concentration characters, so it's all good.
Yep. Okay, so to review, Lycra and Moxie are doing spellcasting things. Estella is hanging out nearby at Liz's distraction, is that correct?
With Zol.
And Zol, okay. And then Ashish and Kieran are...
back up if needed.
Near one of the gates, possibly.
Being around but not seen.
Totally invisible gentlemen.
Okay, so are you wanting to hang out at one of the gates as suggested, or did you want to be somewhere else?
No, he'll get in a position where... Actually, he wants to get in a position maybe higher up where he can use his powers to teleport over the wall if needed. Might require a couple hops, but maybe up and behind like a chimney or you know how some buildings have those raised sort of fronts to them.
Yes. Okay. Well, so do you want to... Yes. Which type of building are you looking for? So on this corner of the thing, there are houses. From the roof of the houses, you could probably see over the wall. And then there's that big government building with the statue in front of it that from the top couple floors you could definitely see over the wall.
Probably the big government buildings. It's probably got a bunch of like ornate carvings on it or gargoyles or something you can hide behind for cover.
Okay. Yes. What is your are you using the teleport to get up there? Or
No. He's gonna climb up there first.
Okay. Give me a perception check. And then whatever sort of stealth you want to use, if you want to use a stealth or if you have invisibility, whatever you're doing there. And then acrobatics. Jesus. Okay, so you scale up the building and don't manage to find anything on the side of the building that really applies. So eventually you just actually end up on the roof of the building.
That's fine.
What you can see from here... how do I show you this? So looking down here, well, I'll just put you, because you can see this whole, you can see into this courtyard. So can you see where your token is right now?
Yep.
You see 4 total buildings in this area, and the area where your token is right now has several carts parked in front of open doors going into the 2 buildings on the left and the right. the buildings on the north and the south don't appear to be very busy.
Okay. And then he'll just Batman lurk on the roof, and just relay communications of what he sees to the people in the link with him.
Okay. And Ashish is lurking in this alleyway nearby. That's fine. Put him right around the corner. Okay. So I think with the stage set, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll do a pseudo initiative to figure out how this goes. So,
Okay.
be right back.
Be right back as well.
You can roll initiative when you get back.
Yeah. That didn't work right.
Bok.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm back.
Hey there, Cathana.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Jimmy.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Nibbles.
Are we waiting on anybody else that's away?
How about if you're here, roll initiative?
Or just say that you're
Roll.
here.
I'm here.
I think everyone is here then, but Mist is always very quiet, so it's hard to tell. Ah,
Hi there.
Hmm.
Uh,
so that should be everyone. Unless
heard
Ty's
Ty.
not back yet.
I heard Ty.
And need initiative still from Lycra, I believe.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay. So starting off with Lycra, you are at your staging area with Moxie and Estella and Zal. What you gonna do?
Depending on whether Moxie's comfortable with it, Lycra takes her for a quote-unquote romantic walk, aka uses the cover of walking away with them so that way when they reach an alcove, they can step into the alcove, and Lycra's still there in the alcove, visibly doing something, but Moxie's disappeared. aka the whole using the alcove as cover to pretend that you're kissing the person while the other person secretly magics their way inside.
Moxie slips you tongue.
I think Lycra is surprised but not shocked.
Okay. Where did Lycra's token go?
I don't know. There might be a kitten walking on my keyboard, so it might have gotten deleted.
Yes, it does appear to have. Let me pull you out again.
You're deleted because of kitten.
Well, he's a tiny orange kitten as well, so he's got about 3 brain cells that aren't his, all borrowed from other orange cats.
Okay, so you are making your way towards a area to hide. I assume you are just chilling in the corner there?
Yep.
Okay. Moxie, are you doing anything besides accompanying Lycra?
Once, not till she's stealth, not invisible.
Okay. Kieran just Batmaning.
Yep.
And Estella, I assume, is just blending in the crowd, yes?
I'm just hanging out with Liz.
Okay, so
Gone to go get the down low on what's happening with them. Although Liz is probably gone at this point.
No,
Nah,
is
Liz
the
didn't leave
night.
till the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Isn't this the night that Liz stayed?
This is like 11 a.m. on the day that y'all
It's the same
showed
day
off
as
your
last
magic.
week.
So Lycra or Stella is probably the second person Liz heals.
Okay, so a period of time later, we'll just skip through all those rounds. We'll say that you arrive down here at this place you can hide. And Lycra, are you casting invisibility now?
1 greater invisibility off my spell sheet, please.
Okay.
Hey, look, I'm out of 4th level spells. Good thing I have others.
All right, Moxie, you are now invisible.
Moxie will. This is greater invisibility, and I can cast magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You can do almost anything.
Moxie will cast Far Step, take a 25-foot. Okay, so that's a bonus action. She's going to dash, so she get 50 feet.
Okay.
And then she's going to. Should get her inside, right?
Yeah, you're aiming to be up on the walkway or down on the ground.
Let's go with up on the walkway.
Okay, so 5 feet further back from where you were. But yeah, I'll just move you there. Yoink. You are on the walkway. And invisible.
Do I see anything? It looks like I see something here.
Give me a perception check.
What do I see through my non-elven eyes?
Okay, you see everything. So yes, you see the guard at the very north, who is walking away from you. You see the guard at the south, who is walking towards you. Both of them are up top on the walkway. Down below, you see many crates in nice orderly rows. And you can also see out some of these doors that are open. Let's see. You can see a building to the north of you and a building directly across you from this one to the west.
I'm in.
Okay. Kieran, please define for me the 4 people that are linked with your telepathy, just so we have that out of the way.
Moxie, Lycra, Estella, Kieran. Stella can pass on it.
I mean, it should be Zol, probably.
Or
But-
Zol.
Yeah. We'll say it's Zol, but for purposes of Quasta not being here, it can be Estella. Okay. So you hear Moxie say that she is in.
Yeah, he'll just describe the outside of the thing, see if there's any guards going into the building. Disturbances, blah, blah.
From your vantage point, you can see 2 guards patrolling in the courtyard to the west of where Moxie currently is. All right.
Pass it on.
Stella, Lycra, and Ashish, you just hanging out, doing anything?
Lycra is pretending to make out with somebody in the alcove in the alley that she's in.
All right.
Stella is just sitting back and observing the people coming into Liz's temple.
All right.
Despite not being here, Liz is giving one heck of a speech, a sermon.
And then back around to Moxie. You have a new round worth of actions.
Okay, so if Does it look like I might have extra cover if I dropped into there?
Yes, you would be amongst boxes that would make it difficult to see from anywhere but above you if you're not invisible.
Further prep. Also, okay, this is me making assumptions here. Do I think I need to be close to the boxes or just like in the building?
It will, wherever you plant it in this building, it will affect everything in the building eventually. Takes a little time to spread.
So I want to dump in the boxes because I'm assuming this thing is not going to be invisible when I leave it.
That's probably a good thinking. So yes, you're using some movement.
I'm going to use the bonus action far step down to it, which is 60 feet.
Okay. Yes, you can just make that. You are now hidden amongst boxes even further. Go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage, just to see if you make any noise that draws attention. Okay. So that leaves you with your action and your movement, I believe.
Yep. Down in the boxes. Going to set up the device and stick it kind of like under a box or maybe in a box or something along that line.
Okay.
She wants it not to be visible up above as people are walking around.
Yes. So you have been shown how to use the device. I don't think you need to roll for that. But to hide it appropriately, give me a... I don't know. Is that also a stealth check, I guess?
Either that or sleight of hand?
Yeah, I'd allow sleight of hand.
Considering the duration on it, can I give Bardic Inspiration?
What is the duration?
I'm just double checking because of that.
There is duration on it, so still you
10
could
10
minutes.
minutes. Okay. Yes, you can have done that.
Okay. I don't remember. Do I have to choose to use it, or just do I get to see the roll and then be like, Bardic?
It's a reaction to the roll.
After you roll, before you know what happens.
Okay. Well, stealth and sleight of the hand are identical, so I'm going to use that.
Okay.
It's a D12.
D10, D12.
12.
24.
24, that's pretty good. You wedge it underneath one of the crates, so the crate itself is on a pallet, and you put it like under the pallet where it's hidden up against the crate.
It puts it where the forks of the magical pump truck would go.
Exactly. And you hear a very, very, very faint hissing sound.
Will this thing affect me?
That was not made clear to you.
Can I hold breath?
Sure. You hold your breath. This has been 3 rounds. This is the end of the 3rd round, so you have
7 more.
Another 7 rounds of greater invisibility if you wish to do anything else.
Do I feel like there's anything else to do in here?
Break into the administrative building and steal paperwork.
That is certainly an option if you can locate it. You're not sure. You don't really know, other than the brief glimpses that you've gotten from the outside. You're not really sure what goes on in here. So
You see, pushing scope creep is how you get caught. Can I look inside one of the boxes and just confirm that? Wait, I literally can see through the boxes. What's in the boxes? I want to confirm their food.
Yeah, everything you see in the immediate area in these crates is food, or there's actually a couple crates that are like medical provisions. But most of this is stuff that would be used to feed troops. So, hardtack and that sort of thing.
Are we the war criminals?
Yes.
I will say Andrea was very specific that this was designed to spoil the food and not poison people eating the food.
Okay, that's it for my action for the turn.
Okay. Kieran's still Batmaning, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Stella's still hanging out with Liz.
What kind of people are in the temple? Are there soldiers?
No, there's no soldiers here right now. So this would have been after Liz bribed the two groups of soldiers, but before the friendly guards were posted.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just general citizenry. You see a couple barb devils, a spine devil, chain devil or two, maybe some Rakshasa, that sort of thing.
Okay. I am going to start working as like an attendant of some sort.
Okay. Yeah, so you help, for lack of a better term, organize them into people who are curious, people who need help.
And I am going to, keep my eye open.
The mending from the healing and that sort of thing.
Yes, and I am going to keep my eye open for soldiers, guards, anyone who I think may have information about this general.
Okay, give me a perception check.
I assume that that's going to take some time.
Yes. Okay, 20 is pretty good. Everybody in your immediate vicinity, except for one person, seems pretty innocuous. But there is one Rakshasa that catches your eye as being slightly out of place, and we will come back to her in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen Liz so happy. She thinks she has a convert in her group. This will not last.
Okay. Estella, I assume you're still making out with nothing? Sorry, Lycra, not Estella.
Yes, Lycra is miming that she is in an alcove getting hot and heavy with somebody. So that way, hopefully guards will not come and investigate.
And is she still lurking in the shadows?
Yep.
All right, back to Moxie.
Moxie steals the box of magical penicillin, and
I will say.
Wait, let me decide here. If I take a box, is it going to go as invisible, or is it going to be this floating box in her hands?
Okay, let me answer that question first. I will say yes, it will become invisible when you pick it up. However, the stuff that you're seeing is inside crates, so you're going to need to open a crate to get something you can carry.
It was one thing to just do it as a grab and go. She's not risk. Scope creep is how missions collapse. Well, time for Moxie to leave.
All right.
She will teleport herself back out through the wall.
60 feet straight out. Zoop.
And make her way back to. So she'll use her action to dash to get back to the alcove.
Yeah, you can get most of the way there this turn. I think that's enough of going turn by turn. At this point, if there's anything else that anybody would like to do, please speak up.
Once
No,
Moxie
Kieran
gets
will
back
just
to
return
life.
to the group now that the task is finished. This portion of the mission.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and just give me another stealth and acrobatics check to get out of there without problems. All right, and that's pretty good.
Hacker voice, I'm out. And then she goes and makes out with Lycra.
Lycra is surprised when the person returns to her arms again and tries to politely not reject, but, that was fun. Let's move on.
All right. So having successfully planted the device, you can now all, I assume, regroup at Liz's temple.
I'm not going to RP this, but Moxie and Liz have a session of talking about magic, and Liz is like all happy to share, and Moxie's just trying to find more bullshit shit she can do with magic.
Technically, that's still encouraging. Liz has a convert, even if they are only for my own benefits.
So I would say at this point, we're probably approaching midday. You are, as far as you know, successful in one of your goals.
Cool.
Moxie gives information on what she saw in there, and if anybody pushes her on why she didn't go further, she'll just explain scope creep.
Yeah, so just to recap what you know of the compound from both what Kieran could see up there and what Moxie was describing. The eastern side, I'll just light this up now so everybody can see. The eastern side consists of 4 buildings, one in the north, one in the south, and then 2 vertically between those. And the one here on the east was where the device was planted.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, go ahead and give me another perception check for while you were up there. Jesus, do you roll anything below a 20? What's happening?
Nope.
Infiltration team, we were built for this shit.
Yeah, so I think that's enough to give you insight on what's happening over here to the south. So you'll recognize that as the courtyard where there was... in fact, you would have probably seen the target dummies set up, but not being used. And in this area, you saw horses being taken in and out of the building here on the east. And one of the horses was taken to the building in the northwest there. And then I don't think you saw anything happening with the building in the south. You're not sure what that's about.
Okay, so I saw horses enter and not leave.
Horses entering and leaving the building on the east, and one of the horses that left the building on the east went to the smaller building on the west.
Okay, when he gets back to the group, he's gonna propose that we potentially sneak in to either get information. I don't know if Estelle has passed on feed into this Rakshasa at all. But that's what that is, just sneak into the other side. Try to get some information either on the war that could be useful for our side or on the general. He just sees it as a good opportunity to get additional intel.
Well, if you guys think that you can do that comfortably, then go right ahead. And let me work the crowd here, please. Estella's trying to not be seen loitering.
Then he's going to suggest that maybe Ashish and Kieran go in and look for information. Maybe with Zol using Pass Without a Trace on them. Actually, does Zol need to be there for Pass Without a Trace, or is it
Yes.
past
Yes.
Well, yes.
You have to stay within, I think, 30 feet of Zol to benefit from Pass Without Trace.
But Zol is tiny, so you can just put him in your hood.
Yeah, well, let's do that.
He's not that tiny. He's still like halfling sized.
Oh. I thought he was tiny, not small.
You weren't allowed
Yeah,
to
he
be
is small.
tiny. With Moxie's natural charisma, would Estella like help assistance, aka the help action in her current goals.
Moxie can help work the crowd in like a separate, like it doesn't look like we're working together kind of deal.
Oh yeah, sorry. More like, oh hey, she might be able to answer your questions, or she has more information about that type deal. People who would, who think who.
I pass off people who are not going to give me the thing I'm looking for to Moxie.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
More Moxie pass people who would fit your goal off to you.
Okay.
But, you know, both ways.
So there's now 2 attendants working for Liz.
Liz is beaming.
All right. So while you're doing that, it sounds like there are going to be some infiltration efforts on the west side made.
Yeah. What looks like would be the easiest for the 3 to get in, either going up the wall or going through the gates.
You broke up a little bit. What was the other option besides going up the wall?
Under a cart. Or in a cart.
Given the presence of the guards around the wall, probably the cart has a better chance of success.
All right. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to offer Ashish and Zol. Zol will help out her team. For Ashish to come along as well.
Okay. Yeah, so you, at this point, you already are aware that carts only enter from the north. So you post up somewhere to the north and wait for a cart to come by.
Yep.
Let me see how long that takes. Okay, so you're waiting for a good 15 to 20 minutes, and no cart has come by just yet. In the meantime, let's see what Moxie and Estella are up to.
I'm still looking.
Okay. So let's say you're keeping an eye on this one Rakshasa that's suspicious. Go ahead. Let's see. How are you doing? Are you just talking with people, trying to get a feel for them?
So, yeah, I'm just kind of. I'm talking to people, trying to get a feel for them. If I get somebody that I think might or has the potential to have the information I'm looking for, I'm gonna find a sneaky moment to cast glibness.
What does glibness do?
I believe
Okay.
it makes them talk more.
Nope, not quite.
Basically, if you fail a roll or it's lower than 15.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I think with your gloves, you don't even have to roll. You're able to just do that. And if you would like to make another, what did I say? Perception check? Whatever check you made before, if you'd like to make another one of those with advantage, you can. Or if you just want to go right into talking to the Rakshasa.
Can I hire you for an insight check instead?
Sure. With advantage. Okay. Yeah, I would say over the probably pretty close to an hour you've been milling around this crowd. People generally tend to come and go. They don't stay for very long. The only person that's sticking out right now is this Rakshasa, who has been here for pretty close to an hour at this point.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'll probably just go up to them and say, "Hi, sorry, excuse me. Can I... How may I direct you?"
Oh, thank you. I'm just curious about what's happening here.
Oh, of course, of course. My friend and companion has set up shop here, shall we say, and she's just trying to spread some goodwill and good karma to your city. Hi, my name's Estella.
Oh, hello, Stella. It is unusual to see such a public display of magic.
Is it?
You are new to the city?
Gee, how could you tell?
The magical individuals that were once prominent in the city have all either volunteered for military service or disappeared.
Oh, wow. Yes, I understand that there's a bit of a conflict going on to the south.
I would like a deception check, please.
Hey, Nibbles.
Hmm.
Can I throw Hex on her?
So that is a 25.
Okay. I assume you're throwing Hex on the Rakshasa, not Estella, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what is...
Affecting wisdom.
Okay, so that is verbal and somatic.
She's gonna do it from... She's gonna find some place to stealth to do it.
Okay, just give me either stealth or sleight of hand. Damn, not bad. Okay, so wisdom is hexed.
So anything she rolls with wisdom is a disadvantage. Like insight.
Not that I need disadvantage the way I've been rolling for the past 2 months.
I think I made a comment about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. So your deception at 25.
Mm-hmm.
She nods. Yes, there's been a bit of a skirmish along the border.
Hmm. Has that been disruptive for the city very much? Besides all of your mages getting conscripted?
Well, things may be a bit tight around here, but hopefully in the end it will be worth it.
How do you mean tight?
You see her briefly suspicious about all these questions, but she continues. Well, in times of conflict, resources and government officials are always occupied with other concerns than the citizenry sometimes.
Oh, I understand. Well, I guess it's a good thing we showed up here.
Indeed, this does seem to be a great boon to the collected throng. She gestures towards the people hanging around.
Liz loves helping people out, and she loves converting people even more.
So that's what brings you so far from your home, then? She looks at you like, you're a human.
Mm-hmm. One of the reasons. I'm mostly just here to help my friends. And get to experience a very different part of the universe.
How long have you been here in the Hells?
Not very long.
David winces out of character.
I mean, I would say roll a deception, but
25. 25.
You see she again is looking at you with great suspicion, but doesn't really seem to be finding anything to hold on to.
I'm struggling a little bit to figure out how to steer this conversation towards a general having been in the city recently or not. After a little lull in the conversation, Estella will pipe up. So what is it that you do?
Let's have persuasion.
25.
Oh, I am between jobs at the moment. I've just come along here to take in the sights.
Yeah, she's not giving me much to hang on to, is she?
No.
I think you both are glass.
Yeah, they're both very much dancing around the conversation.
You could perhaps make an insight check if you wanted to.
Sure.
Jesus. That was definitely a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You get... You're getting strong secret police kind of vibes off of this person.
Okay. Is it... Are we... being a bother?
You're asking her that about Liz being here?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. She considers that for a moment and says, I don't see how this work here could be anything other than beneficial to our city.
Do I believe her?
I think I'm going to have to ask for a separate insight check for that. Jesus. Yes, actually.
Okay.
You are, despite the insights you've gained into what she's up to and kind of what her actual deal here is, you think that she is still very suspicious, but buying the story that is being presented here by both you and Liz.
Okay. Estella kind of relaxes her posture a little bit and says, I understand that things may not be the best around here. And, we do have motives of our own, but we really are just trying to help.
She nods, and you can see a little bit of frustration creeping in. Like, she really thought she had something here, and is just not finding any purchase whatsoever. And as the conversation lulls a little bit, she'll attempt to politely make her excuses and start to leave.
Don't you want to meet Liz? The one with all the magic.
Oh, I don't think I have anything that needs mended or healed. She'll say, kind of back over her shoulder as she's walking away.
Okay. I'll let her go.
All right. She heads off down the street.
Has everybody else left? No, Moxie's still here.
Yeah, I'll say this is a bit of a lull. There's not as many citizens here currently, so it's probably just the three of you and maybe one or two other people hanging about.
I think Lycra went and got lunch and brought it back so that way Liz could have something to eat.
I will telepathically message Moxie and say I was getting serious secret police vibes off that lady.
Oh, she's going to be in trouble then, because she's not going to be very good at her job for a bit.
Yeah, for what, the
Wanna
next hour?
Do you wanna see where
24.
Oh, jeez.
Do you want to see where she goes?
I'm gonna be very perceptive.
Lycra shows up with kebabs.
Fuck, I can't cast misled because
I am getting part of the
concentration.
conversation. Kieran suggests that instead of infiltrating, I can divert to follow her. Or she said I can divert to follow them. You feel that's more beneficial?
Honestly, I feel like this took long enough that you are probably in deep with whatever you were doing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was gearing up to get back to the fact that a cart was coming by.
Fair enough.
But remind me, doesn't Hex have a component where it lets you know where a person is?
Let me double check that.
That might be a Hexblade thing.
I was going to say I'm thinking of guiding bolt in that case, but
Yeah,
I don't remember reading that one.
It must be an invocation that adds that.
the guiding bolt does that as long as they're on the same plane as you.
You're 11th level, right, Ty?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it might be an invocation.
Okay.
Are you thinking of the Ranger version of Hex?
That might be.
Oh yeah, you're thinking of Gamail and Melissa, Hunter's Mark.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, as your Rakshasa friend walks off down the street, yeah.
Liz will, or Moxie will send Lycra after her. That's a third party who she isn't aware of. Plus, despite I not knowing it, she has mislead.
I also have locate creature, so either way.
In that case, roll a D100 for me. If it's above 50, we'll say the message lands before they start interacting with the cart. If it's 50 or below, it lands after they start interacting with the cart that comes past.
Wait, I'm confused. It's only Ashish, Zol, Kieran.
Yeah, Lycra's.
Oh, Lycra's with y'all.
Lycra's
she wasn't. Yeah,
Lycra went
but
for
she
kebabs.
She said she got back basically as things were leaving. So.
Okay, well, yes. In that case, you can just do that.
I was going to say, do we want to roll the D100 or just do it?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Lycra will toss out the locate creature after a description is given.
Yeah, I think she's still within 1,000 feet heading off down one of the streets.
And then tosses a mislead and sits herself in the corner eating a kebab while wandering after them.
Okay.
To be clear, invisible Lycra is in the corner eating the kebab. Visible Lycra is going to wander the city.
Are you sure that's not the other way around?
No, you're right. I'm thinking about it.
Yes. Okay.
Invisible Lycra will take a kebab with her while invisible Lycra.
And the invisible Lycra is the real one, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So switching back over to Ashish and Kieran. And who's this? Oh, Zol. After about another 15 or 20 minutes, you do hear a cart creaking down this north road.
Okay.
And it, after a minute or two, does come within visual range of where you are.
All right. What do you want to get? Stealth? Do you want acrobatics? Both?
Okay. So you're just trying to hop right on. Let's see. The situation is there are two people in the front driving. It is not covered. And there are two horses that are actually nightmares pulling the cart.
No. Not hop on the cart. Roll under cart.
Okay,
Into
so
cart.
you're rolling under it and trying to like grab onto the bottom, basically.
Yeah, and then sort of kick my legs up so they're resting on the axle.
Okay.
Struts.
And is this just Kieran, or is all three of you going?
Kieran is like Kieran's gonna go. He suggests I think the plan was all three of us to go with separate carts or.
Okay, I see. So
Whatever
Kieran
the case
going
may
in
be.
first.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So as the cart passes right by where you are, give me stealth and acrobatics.
Hold on. So 14 plus 8
is 22. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do it again. $22.
It's a 22. That's where you seem to have run out of your good rolls.
Yeah, but soul blades are weird.
Okay, so let's see. 22 for stealth, 19 on the die. Yeah. So you hear the driver mutter something to the other driver, but the cart doesn't seem to stop, and nobody comes looking underneath the cart as you tuck yourself up under the axles.
Mhm.
And let me make a cart. As the door opens and you enter, and then the door closes behind you. Oh, I see. It was already closed. You go rolling in. Give me a perception check. Okay, that's not too bad. So as you're coming through, you see right here on your left, which is actually on the right on the screen, you see a set of stairs going up. I don't think you can see the top of them, but you at least see the start of the stairs. And then to your right, you see a walkway going down between these two buildings. I don't know if you get much else from that. At the end of the walkway, though, you do see a courtyard with a flag pole in the middle of the courtyard bearing the flag of the city.
Okay. Were we aware of where the administrative offices were?
No, you had not made that determination either previously or today.
Okay. Can I determine where the barracks are? Or storage room or something where he could maybe find a set of clothing?
I think with a 15... actually, you know what? Give me an insight check. Okay, so what you've determined so far is that this cluster of buildings on your left, screen right, is the storage area, and the southwestern cluster of buildings is somehow related to horses and carts. So this cluster of buildings that you're looking down the walkway of right now is the only cluster of buildings you don't have information about yet.
This one here, I'm thinking?
No, that is the storage area. I'm talking about the ones to the left side of the screen.
Over a top left or bottom?
Yes, right there. These.
Whew, okay, can he see from where he is, like any feet or anything nearby? If he were to roll out and try to get into the shadows or something, or alleyway here or something.
In that walkway, you can currently see two people. Here, let me put some tokens. You see two soldiers walking away from you down there. You should be able to see the tokens now.
Yeah.
You see those two soldiers.
Okay, so if he were to...
I'll be right back, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
So if he were to end up here-ish, he would be out of line of sight of probably guard and these guards. Are these guards on the outside of the gates or on the inside of the gates?
Those are on the inside of the gates. Their line of sight would be blocked by the towers, though. You're not sure about the people in the towers. They might be able to see something.
Well...
And you do also see a gap here between the tower and that building. That looks like it could be a little more sneaky.
I think what he's going to do then is roll out and then throw his psychic dagger to teleport.
Okay, how does that work? Let me see it.
So I teleport 10 times that. He would probably dash and then throw.
Okay. So you don't even have to make an attack roll. That just happens?
It just happens.
Okay. So let's see here. I can't select you. There you are. So what's your movement?
30.
Okay, so you can make it there on foot.
Yep.
And then
another 20
with the dagger. So yeah, have to make it to there. Go ahead and give me your stealth check to not be spotted. Jesus. I won't even bother rolling perception checks. Yeah, you make it to the corner here, and you can actually go ahead and peek around the corner as well. And you just see an alleyway running behind. So the wall is to the north of you and a building to the south of you. This guy is outside the wall, so you don't have to worry about him.
Okay, and then I'll just pass my location.
Sorry, you said you'll pass your location what?
Onto a Shees and Zol if they were coming.
Okay. They are hanging out, waiting for more carts, but none have come by yet. And you think it might be a good period of time before another one comes by based on what you've been seeing.
Okay, then he's gonna explore.
Okay.
Why can't I move?
It may be because I dragged your token out. Try dragging your own token there. There we go.
Nope.
Still can't move it?
Not with my keyboard.
It's moving on my screen.
Yeah, just because I'm using my mouse.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know why that would be happening. I seem to have lost Jamie again.
She said she had to go AFK for a minute, but
yeah, she also typed chat.
Yeah, she's on her phone on Discord typing something. See what she says. Oh, she has returned.
very quiet.
I'm back.
You're back. Okay.
Yep, she's back. Okay, so yes, Kieran is exploring now.
I'm just gonna drag myself to the corner here, take a peek around.
Okay, one thing you do notice as you're going down there, there are some windows along the back there.
Yeah, he'll peek in through the windows then. We just want to review.
Yeah, give me a D100 and a perception check. Okay. Okay, so not great. It is quite dark inside the room, so you can only make out, the broadest of strokes. But you are looking into what appears to be soldiers' quarters.
Perfect.
They are. They appear to be individual quarters, so one bed, a small writing desk, and a wardrobe kind of thing, rather than a barracks kind of thing where you might find the common soldiery.
Can I see closets or anything?
Nothing built into the walls. Like I said, there's like a wardrobe, but it's like a freestanding, an armoire kind of thing.
Can I use my thieves' tools to break through the window, or lift the window, climb in through the window? Is it one of those windows, or is it solid painted glass?
It is one of those windows, and I believe you discover it to be not locked.
I will slide the window up, climb through the window.
Okay. You are inside an empty room.
Wow. Go to the closet and see if I can find clothes that fit.
Ah. Okay. Let me see here. So you do find a bunch of clothes inside this wardrobe. This is a uniform of an officer. And let me see here. 53. So this is a junior officer, nobody too important, but the clothes are of the right size, if perhaps slightly small, but not tailored to fit your frame very well.
Okay, that's where this comes in, and I'm going to use the numbers on it. Oh, Lord.
Okay. You do what you can. It still doesn't fit very well. After a bit of time experimenting with it, you reach the conclusion that these are designed for somebody more well endowed in the chest than you are.
He's gonna roll with it. He wants something where if someone were to just look around, they wouldn't give him a second glance.
rather than like ripping seams and letting things out, you're just doing your best to gather it in the back under the jacket to make it seem tight fitting.
Yeah. And he's just like, it's just meant to, like, he's still going to be stealthy, but it's just meant to, if someone sees him, they're not going to question it too much unless they really investigate him.
All right. And you have a 16 disguise.
Okay, and I'm going to leave the room.
Back out by the window, or are you going?
Yeah, back up by the window, actually.
Okay.
You might have peeked out the door just to see those guys and gone, nah.
So peeking out the door of the room that you were in, you actually would just see a hallway.
Yeah, let's make it fair.
But yeah, you hop back out into the alley behind there.
Yeah, he hops out in the alley.
And yeah, where are you headed?
I'll keep going this way for now. See if there's any windows to see through again.
Okay.
Looks like he's just like he's walking quietly, but like he was almost inspecting things.
Yes. So headed down here, you do not see a window on the back of either of these buildings.
Okay. It's gonna go down this alley.
Okay. Yeah, still no windows, and these guys have disappeared by this time, so you don't see anybody in the courtyard at the moment.
Yeah,
and as you're stepping out into the courtyard, you just see doors in the front of these two buildings here and here, as well as a door into this building towards the center.
I'm going to go towards the map left.
Okay. Yeah, there's a door there.
Is it open?
It is not locked, yes.
Okay, I'm going to open it quietly.
Okay.
Look, like, sort of peek in at first.
You see what essentially amounts to a reception area with a red-skinned tiefling sitting behind a desk who looks up and makes eye contact with you.
Nods and closes the door.
Okay.
Goes to the other doors. Kieran's not good at talking to people, so.
Yep. Same situation here. This door is not locked.
Repeat.
Same situation again. A reception area with a practically identical looking red-skinned tiefling sitting behind a desk.
Nods professionally and closes the door.
Okay. All right. Where are you headed to next?
You said there was more. Where? Sorry.
More what? Where?
You said there. I thought. Never mind. I was confused. He's gonna walk back out this way, I guess. And
yeah, this cart has disappeared by now. Standing here, you also see doors in the front of these two buildings.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay, these doors are not locked. As you enter this one, you see. Don't know how to describe this. You can determine fairly quickly that this building is a soldier's barracks, and you are in the kind of entryway where there's restrooms on one side, the commanding officer's quarters to the left, restrooms to the right, and then immediately in front of you is kind of like a common rec area where, you know, there's some tables and like a pool table or something like that. And then further down, just wide open beds lining either side of the long hall.
Okay.
There are some soldiers in here. It's not very strongly occupied right now. I'd say maybe no more than 10 scattered out throughout the entire area. The two that are closest to you stand up and offer a salute appropriate to your rank.
Yeah, he'll return it and just walk in. Gonna head towards the commander's office.
Give me a deception check. I will give you advantage since you are also military adjacent, just to, give an appropriate salute.
That's average.
That is average. So you said you're looking for an office in here?
You said there was a commander's office?
Quarters. So I'm kind of picturing in my mind, the building in Full Metal Jacket where they do basic?
Okay.
So it's a long hallway full of beds, and at the front there's the DI's quarters to the left and bathrooms to the right.
Okay, so if that's the case, he's just gonna look. He's gonna look around like he's looking for someone. Doesn't see them and leaves.
All right, you do that.
And take my luck and gonna go up the stairs over here.
Yeah, let me pop you out. Which stairs?
Yeah.
Okay. That doorway is not locked.
We got in here.
So you walk up the stairs and I assume open that doorway?
Yep.
There is one soldier immediately to your right who is doing a patrol. And you can see another one across the way over here.
I'm going to pull out a little. I'm assuming he's just got a notepad. He pulls out a notepad and starts looking, counting the barrels.
Okay. The one guard is walking away from you, just turns around, offers a quick salute, and then continues walking away from you.
Okay.
I will say, go ahead and give me another just general deception. I don't think this is anything specific going on here.
Deception.
Yeah, not great. Okay, so what are you working on?
Okay, Kieran spent a lot of time on the roof observing things. Did he see where officers might have been going in and out? Which building exactly?
I will say there was a noticeable lack of officers in the areas that you could see, which again was everywhere but this area that you were just walking around. And that, I think, combined with the fact that you're pretty sure you broke into an officer's quarters, would lead you to believe generally officers are hanging out over here in the northwest.
Damn it, those secretaries, huh?
Right.
All right, fuck it. I'm going to wait a few minutes and just check to see if the others are coming and give them time. If I don't hear anything in a suitable amount of time, I will proceed on.
Oh, sorry. What was the end of that? If you don't hear anything in a suitable amount of time?
I will proceed with the mission.
Okay. Let me take a look here. I will say at least 10 minutes go by without another cart having come past.
He'll give it 20.
Okay. Still nothing at 20.
Okay. Which of the two officers that he saw looked a bit more... officious?
Give me an insight check. Not sure.
Left one it is. Can I create a distraction somewhere to lure secretary out?
You sure? What kind of distraction?
Trying to think. Fire would draw to attention. Maybe like just some set of like some sort of minor like sound distraction to either just make her investigate or distract her or something. Just a bell dinging constantly, just being very irritating. Like, not enough that a guard would give a shit, but enough that maybe a secretary might. Especially if she's trying to work.
Okay, so less of an alarm bell and more of like a
you like your
annoying
smoke alarm going off and chirping every 2 minutes.
Something like hidden up in the ceiling tiles to annoy you, kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, what kind of roll is that?
Sleight of hand. I'd be setting up some sort of like little mechanism, right?
Yeah. Just for some variety, so you don't have to roll deception again. Sure, sleight of hand. Okay. Yeah. So the front of this building, I would say, does have windows. So just underneath one of the windows, you set up your little noise device, and it begins making its noise.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 seconds go by, no one comes out. And it goes by, no one's coming out.
Give it a minute or 2, 5.
Okay. 5 minutes, nobody's come out. Sorry, you broke up?
I said shit.
How long are you waiting?
He'll give it 10. He's patient.
Okay, and you're just standing in front of the building?
No, he's
okay. Give me a stealth check. Pretty good. So as you're watching, waiting for somebody to come out, you see the secretary walking back down this alley, or not alley, back down this walkway to the front of the building. As they pass by where you're hiding.
Okay.
Absolutely don't see you at all, and then go back into the...
Can I, before she walks by, grab her and put her in sleep roll?
Interesting. Okay. So you're like wanting to drag her back into...
Yeah, I'm going to do an Assassin's Creed.
Okay. Start off with an attack roll.
I will use the Psychic Blades. Not actually, like... Actually, am I proficient with hand-to-hand? No, I guess. Wouldn't it be just a grapple? I'm confused how this would...
Yeah, so a grapple requires you to still hit with an attack, though. Okay. I think, right? Isn't that how they work? You're on a grapple, you use the attack action to make a special melee attack. Okay, yeah, so...
Ignore the damage, obviously.
A 22 does hit, and you're just trying to drag them back into the alleyway?
Yeah, and just apply pressure to their carotid.
Okay, that'll be an opposed strength check. She just has a flat strength, so we'll give this just a d20. Ooh.
Can I guess I can't use acrobatics.
No, this is strength. Okay. So you grab her and start pulling her into the alley, and she immediately breaks free. Tries to hit you just with a punch.
But I still have her grappled, right?
No. So the opposed strength, she breaks free from the grapple.
Oh shit. Okay.
Does a 7 hit your AC? So she punches you in the chest and almost breaks her wrist, and then starts to run away.
Bonus attack.
Okay. Do you always get sneak attack?
No. He might have to abandon the mission.
Okay. Give me a second here. Yeah. So I think you have severely injured her, but I don't think she's quite dead yet. And she will continue to run away on her turn if you don't do anything else.
No, I've used my action and bonus action, so it's like he'll. No, he needs to abandon. He's gonna run towards the scaffold. He's gonna run and try to get to the wall, climb out.
Okay. Let's see. On your turn, you can definitely make it to the wall. Give me an acrobatics check to climb. Pretty good. So you make it over the wall. Now give me a D100. You want a 51 or higher.
Nope.
All right. So there is one guard that is patrolling, and you drop down in front of him so he sees you.
That's fine. And he's just gonna bolt.
Okay. Full dash and everything?
Yep.
What's your speed?
60 with dash.
Okay, so he can't catch up with you. He'll chase you for a round or two, and then turn around. After that first round, there are already alarm bells going off inside the compound. So the soldier that has seen you is attempting to alert those alarm bells to where you are going.
Okay, I'm gonna try to lose any tail, and he'll pass on that he was compromised. Don't try to find me. I'll make it back to the safe
Okay.
house.
Go ahead and give me 3 stealth checks. Pretty good. Okay, so I don't even think there's ever a tail on you. You're fast enough, and you were far enough away from the entrance to the compound that by the time the soldiers got the gate open and were coming out into the road, you were already around the corner and disappeared through a maze of alleyways. So you get away, quote unquote, clean.
Yeah, and he's gonna ditch the clothing and just grab some rags or something, wrap around himself, his way back to the base.
All right. At that point, let us go ahead and take another quick 5-minute. I think we're getting pretty close to wrapping up here, so we'll come back, see what y'all want to decide on doing next time, and then go ahead and end up there in probably about a half hour. So I will be right back.
I'll be back in a sec.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm here.
Welcome back as well.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Is that everyone?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is everybody else here?
I believe so. Cathan had said he was back already.
Okay. Yeah, so once you have lost your pursuers, were you just regrouping up with everybody?
He's gonna lay low for the rest of the day. Potentially work out a change of clothing from probably stuff that's left over in the safe house. Just try to get rid of anything that could tie him to the cover his tracks. Maybe be out and about, being seen elsewhere.
Okay.
Like across the city, just to lay down false trails. Or alibis or something.
Right. So Ashish and Zol received the message that Kieran is vacating the area for now. Actually, Ashish, right as the alarm bells start going off in the compound, another cart starts rolling by, if you wish to interact with that at all.
Sure.
Oh no.
Okay. Are you doing the same kind of thing? You want to get underneath it? Or are you trying to get in the back?
Let's get in the back. Why not?
Okay. Just go ahead and give me a stealth check. I don't think it requires acrobatics to hop up in there. All right. So you slip in the back, in and amongst the crates that are in the back of the cart. Nobody seems to notice you.
I forgot to put that on advantage.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and roll it again. Jesus. They really don't notice you. The cart makes it to the gate and just stops there as soldiers are milling about, and it is standing there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Do you just keep waiting, or do you want to jump back out and disappear?
You keep waiting.
Okay. So after about 30 minutes, the hubbub seems to have died down. The alarm bells go silent, and all of the soldiers that were out chasing this strange lieutenant have returned to their posts, and the guards that are at the gate speak briefly with the drivers of the cart, who are then allowed through the gate, and the cart rolls into the compound. As you're looking around, you see much the same stuff that Kieran was seeing. You have a stairway here on the right, a walkway down to the left, and the cart begins rolling into this storage area. And then they back it up to one of these doors, which are then opened. And nothing happens for a while. Do you continue hiding? Do you want to try to hop out and go somewhere?
You probably hop out and go somewhere.
Okay. Where are you headed to?
Wherever looks most interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's the open door directly behind the cart. There are some open doors on the other side as well. I don't think you see any other open doors in this area.
Let's go for the one behind the cart.
Okay. Give me a self check. That's pretty good. So you hop down from the cart and head into the warehouse behind the cart. There we go. And inside you see many neatly stacked rows of crates going up and down the area. And give me a perception check as well. Okay. Yeah, you also spot in here there only seems to be one guard on patrol. You see him over here right now, and he is headed away from you currently. But he is also above you on the walkway.
Interesting. Think Ashish will sneak back out, and where else was there?
The other building on the other side of this courtyard also had a couple open doors.
He'll peek his head in there too.
Okay. So you sneak across an open courtyard with a 33. Nobody has a chance of seeing you. And peeking your head into this building, it's much the same as the other one, just neatly stacked rows of crates. Give me another perception check. Okay, so the first thing you notice is the 2 guards patrolling around the raised walkway in this building. And you also pick up on a faint, kind of very faint, sick, sweet smell coming from some of the crates.
She goes to investigate.
Okay. Yeah, having a look around, you determine that they're mostly centered in this area down here. And you eventually figure out that this is the agent that Moxie had planted earlier, even after the few short hours that it's been in here, seems to be working already.
Good. Cheese will make his way back out.
Okay. You're just trying to head out of the building or the compound completely?
Well, first out of the building, they'll probably start heading out of the compound as well, looking for any interesting things on the way out.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Okay. As you are headed back towards the gate that you entered, first thing you notice is that it is closed. So you can't just walk out that way. The next thing that catches your ear is a horrible... well, let's not say horrible. There is a minor explosion from the southwest part of the compound.
That de-escalated quickly.
Well, I was going to say a horrible scream from a horse, but then I realized that a minor explosion would be more interesting.
Oh.
Things that happened in last week's session.
So you're probably maybe right at the corner of this building when you hear that explosion.
Oh, well. Gotta investigate everything. Gotta go over there.
Okay. Let's get another stealth check since it's been a few minutes.
I forgot to put advantage back on.
Pretty good. So you make your way down this area between a wall and the stable building. And peeking around the corner, you see what you recognize as a group of your companions standing here in the courtyard with the western wall behind some target dummies singed by... Well, I guess it wouldn't be singed. Frozen over by a ice ball.
Aha.
And you do also spot on the corner of the roof above you an archer. Which I will say, for the sake of continuity, please do not interact with.
Kill him! Kill him!
Kills archer, takes their place.
Hmm?
I mean, it's not like he couldn't. He just doesn't use his shirt much.
Yeah. But you do notice this building across the way, the small one that Kieran saw a horse going into earlier. You can see inside of it now from here through an open, like a stable door kind of thing. And you do see a horse in there laying down, surrounded by we'll say 3 devils.
Ashish will sneak closer and see if you can hear anything.
Okay. Let's see. 25 is probably still good. So you sneak across the courtyard to that building and just pay attention for a minute. Ooh, we've lost Jamie again. Go ahead and give me another perception check. Dang. Okay. Give me an insight check as well. They are talking and doing something to or with this horse, but you are perhaps not entirely sure. No, you're very sure what. This is a medical procedure of some kind. They are, you would guess, operating on the horse. And I keep saying horse. These are full-blown nightmares with fiery manes and tails and charcoal black skin and everything.
Still a horse.
Yes. It's just a hell horse.
Exactly.
So it appears to have something wrong with it that has required surgical intervention.
They can't seem to make out what it is what is wrong with it.
We'll say there's something in its stomach that they're trying to get out. I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead. Yes.
Is it having a baby?
Ooh, no, I know what it is. The magnet got stuck. No, wait, that's only for cows, isn't it?
What?
Are horses ruminants?
No. No.
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, they feed magnets to cows.
They're
But
non-ruminants.
That doesn't matter. Yeah, I think
So
they're
many
just
questions.
they're doing something surgery on its stomach of some reason.
It ate some of the spoiled food.
Mm.
Jeez, we'll make note of that and then start heading back out.
Okay. I will remind you that the main gates are closed, so what sort of path are you taking to try to get out?
Does it look like there's any good way to scale the walls?
You can certainly climb over them. I think combined with what happened with Kieran, as well as your own knowledge, you think that could potentially be dangerous if you get unlucky. But realistically, the only way other than the gates that you've seen is over the wall. So I don't know if you have much of a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So over the wall it is then?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to do that right here, or do you want to look for maybe a better place if one exists?
Probably look for a better place.
Okay. What kind of role might that be?
Investigate then.
Yeah, investigation sounds good. 25, pretty good. What you discover is hopping up onto the roof of this building. You can just barely see over the top of the wall. So you can time it such that the patrols walking by have passed and have a less good chance to see you. So I need from you a stealth check, an acrobatics check, and a D100 roll.
Oop, I didn't mean to have that slash there.
Yes, I think that did not actually roll. There we go. Which is a good thing, because I was just thinking to myself, well, if it's less than a 5, he'll get spotted. All right. So you wait for the guard to go past, hop over, and blend back into the traffic on the street.
Yep.
You return to... I'm going to say that Zol went back to Liz's temple, where Lycra and Moxie and Estella are hanging out. Is that where you regroup as well?
Yeah.
All right. So the 5 of you regroup back at Liz's temple. Before you arrive, Zol will fill Lycra and Estella and Moxie in on what happened with Kieran, and that she's disappeared into a cart during the confusion.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
And yeah, after about 10 minutes, the 3, Moxie, Estella, and Lycra, give me a perception check.
Lycra can't.
Oh yeah, that's right. Lycra is not there.
I mean, Lycra's there, but Lycra's not there.
Right. So just Moxie and Estella give me a perception.
Okay.
Hi.
Sorry, it wasn't processing that you were talking to Moxie. Can I get the question again, please?
Perception check, please.
Yes, certainly. I was waiting for the name Liz. Why would somebody say Moxie to me?
Okay, so after about another 10 minutes, Estella, you realize that Ashish is just standing slightly behind you.
Oh, hey. Did I get any other hits over the hour of my spell?
Of glibness, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Give me insight again. That's pretty good. I would say right at the end of the hour, so 50 minutes into the spell, you notice another person giving off similar vibes to your Rakshasa friend also enter the area and just appear to be paying attention without looking like they're paying attention.
Okay. I'll do the same kind of spiel to them, hello, welcome. Are you here for healing or for mending? Or given what happened with the last one, I'm not gonna push too hard.
Okay. Yes, as a matter of fact, this individual introduces themselves. Where's my list of names? They are Thalassa. And they hold up a piece of chainmail, essentially, that has a big old hole in it, and say, I was hoping to get this repaired. I heard there was magical mending being offered.
Oh, yes, of course. Please, right this way.
Okay. So they will patiently wait their turn. And
I'll try to strike up some small talk, how's your day going?
That's some nice armor. How'd they get damaged?
That's some nice armor you got there, yep.
Okay. Oh. Jesus. Yes. They are disarmed by you, apparently, based on these dice.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I.
Oh, my internet just cut out again.
Oh dear.
I can still hear you so far.
Yeah, but can she hear us?
That's the real quandary.
We shall wait.
Based on the way she stopped talking, I'm guessing not.
I'm requesting a 5.
Okay. Oh, I think I heard Jamie.
Yep.
Okay, you have returned.
I missed all of that.
Ty asked for a 5 minutes so we could give a quick summary while we wait.
Yes. What was the last thing you heard me say? Or did you not hear me say anything after you said something?
I didn't hear you say anything.
Okay. I didn't actually say much. I was spending most of that time thinking. What you get in response from them, you're inquiring about their armor.
Mm-hmm.
They say, yes, I had it damaged as I was apprehending a person of interest. And then
Wow.
they give a look like, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
That's an awfully big hole. Are you okay?
Luckily, the armor did what it was designed to do.
She kind of looks at the hole in the armor with some concern and looks to him like, "Are you sure?"
You can make a perception check. You don't see any signs of injury in the corresponding area on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine. Stella goes a little like doughy-eyed, like, "Oh wow, that must have been a really intense battle."
Okay. Yeah. Give me persuasion, and I'll say you're still inside glibness at this point. Jesus Christ. She puffs up a little bit, like, hey, look at me, I'm a hot shit. And she says, "Oh, it's all in service of protecting the city, of course. You understand."
That's still very impressive. So you must be a soldier.
My primary talents are more in the information gathering kind of areas rather than fighting in battles.
Oh. Priscilla kind of puts a finger to her lips like, "I got you."
She smiles.
Give me a second to think here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it, I mean, I understand the front is pretty far away from here. Is it dangerous in the city?
Oh, no. We keep it quite safe from any outside interference.
Well, I will definitely sleep better tonight knowing that there are people like you looking out for the average citizen.
Let's see. How does she word this? Actually, you know what? Let's let the dice decide. That's low enough. I think she just, without thinking, says, "Oh, where?" As
What do you
in,
mean where?
Where are you spending the night?
Oh. I'm not actually sure. I think that depends on Liz.
I could show you around the city if you'd like.
Yeah?
Okay. She will appear to entirely forget about the armor and offer her arm to you. I will say, with the insight, you get the idea that she is flirting with you.
I'm gonna take her arm and look back towards the place I think she's is.
Mhm.
And just, behind my back kind of give a motion to follow because I do not want to be alone with this lady.
Okay.
She's will follow.
She's will follow. And I think that is a good place to go ahead and stop so I can...
And there goes my internet again.
Jeez.
So we have Lycra's
Wait for Jamie to get
tailing
back.
and Jamie's date to follow up on next week.
Yes, indeed.
Plus Ember's going to the warehouse at the end of the current day as well.
What?
Everyone else except for Ember
went
to sleep at the camp.
Yes, the base warehouse, not
Yeah.
this warehouse. Yes, you are correct.
Whereas Embers went back to the hidden campground inside the warehouse, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Yeah, I just misunderstood which warehouse you were talking about.
Yeah, no, I understand. I needed the hiding hole, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
The place where the habanero plant is.
Yes.
Oh, this has been a cursed day. I hope the night doesn't go so bad.
Yeah, it sure has.
It happens.
I went and got some A-frame rails from the parents' place because my dad had gotten a TV from the brother-in-law that didn't have its stand anymore, and used that for 6 months before he bought a new TV, and then just threw them into storage. We're putting up a new TV for a security camera at work, and the mounting point on it is at the bottom third of the TV instead of the middle. So suddenly our current mount at work would mean that TV would be about 1.5 feet into the roof. So taking these mountain rails from the parents' place to try to mount the TV at work at a reasonable height. So yeah, definitely 2 events to finish up from today's session before the day ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I I don't know if this will be enough to fill a full session. I guess we will figure out.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll deal with it as we have to.
I mean, we can always flip back to the other group if necessary. For that.
Yeah, I'll make sure everybody's aware that we might have to flip mid-session, just depending.
I mean, flipping.
Also, don't be forgetting that Corwin had asked somebody to tell Estella to send him a dream.
Yes. Whether or not that happens based on how things work out. Stealth group, who knows? But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is really funny looking at Lycra's spell list right now, because I have all of my level 1, 2, and 3 spells, no level 4 or 5 spells left, and all of my 6, 7, 8 spells.
Okay, yeah, it looks like things are not going so well for Jamie, so we'll just officially call it there, and hopefully things are less cursed next week.
Yep.
See, I remembered I mentioned that a friend of mine might be considering opening a comic shop in the GTA, right?
Coffee shop.
Did not remember that, actually.
Yeah. So a friend of mine reached out a couple months ago. I think of starting up the comic game store again. I realized I'm too biased to run it, and I need someone to run it for me.
Oh.
And I get a message today. So purely hypothetically, how much warning do you need to get your shit together before you can move down here and start? And I was like, given that I have a house full of my mom's stuff still, and moving and finding a place, a few months. I think that's fair to say. A few, several.
Yeah, I would think so. How far of a move would it be?
It would be Kitchener to Mississauga, which would be about 60 kilometers, 70 kilometers.
It's not crazy far a move, but a crazy change regardless.
Yeah. It's still like... But yeah, I'd basically be managing it.
Nice.
It's a decent offer and a hell of a change of pace.
Mm-hmm.